we're fucking cooked. Like, decentralized movements are not always I mean, they're not going to be successful. That's one aspect of this conversation. We have I mean, this is like the Democratic Party is weaker than it's ever been. I don't know where we go from here. I don't think Bernie Sanders is going to launch a third-party initiative, and without any sort of popular momentum from a well-established figure outside of the confines of the existing duopoly, that still gets like a warm reception from the pre-existing duopoly, like a Bernie Sanders figure who is entirely too old at this point. The Democrats are, I mean, third-party initiatives will be foolhardy and will go the way of the Green Party. In any case, I've been saying this over and over again. Like, the Democrats are slowly but surely refusing to listen to the wishes of the largest subgroup of voters at this point. Like, they're basically treating everyone now like they did during the campaign if you were like in any way, shape, or form anti-genocide, where they were like, no, I don't want to hear you. You're fucking woke. Shut the fuck up. Right? That's how they campaigned during the campaign, and that's part of the reason why they fucking lost. Now they make it seem like these groups that are firmly within the Democratic Party's ecosystem, like these groups that the Democratic Party relies on and their own base of support, like, 65-year-old Deborahs and Barbaras who are actively saying, please fight back against the Trump administration. We're scared. What the fuck? They're calling them, pro-Palestinian advocates at this point. They're treating them in the same way that they did people who were like understandably angry that the Democrats wouldn't do anything. Like, they are actively shitting on their own base at this point, like the entirety of their base, not even the activist part of their base, not even like the progressive part of their base, not even the young part of their base, the entirety of it. Once you're yelling at like 55-year-old moms and 65-year-old grandmas for telling you, like, do something, anything against the Trump administration, you're done. You have no support. You have no base of support whatsoever. You can't fucking treat every single person like they are, climate justice sunrise movement protesters. You shouldn't treat them that way either, but the Democrats have gone far too long mistreating its own base of support, the most active part of their base, and all of these grassroots movements with so much ire, with so much disdain. And now they're doing that to, like, liberal-ass grandma, MSNBC voters, MSNBC watchers. It's crazy. They are fucking disgusting.
Democratic voters feel, get this, the plurality of Democratic voters disapprove of Democrats in Congress at 49% and just 40.
Yeah, they want a fighter. Democrats want a fighter. They've always wanted a fighter. Anyone that has told you on television they do not want a fighter, that the Dems actually don't want to fight. They want someone who will capitulate and find the reasonable middle ground is a fucking moron. Democratic voters have always wanted a fighter. There's no better living, breathing, microcosmic example of this than me going on the Podjohns and basically saying the exact same things that I always say, but in front of an audience that seemingly had never heard this perspective before, where they were like, oh my God, I didn't fucking realize that there was like a different way possible. Like there was some different serious commentary, serious criticisms launched against Democrats that I agree with. They were shocked because they've been kept captive almost by MSNBC. It's truly alarming.
Percent approved. Horrible. Oh my goodness gracious, you just can't get worse than these numbers.
And this is the number right here really driving all of this. If Democratic voters have turned on Democrats in Congress and the Democratic Party, that's what puts the numbers at historic low.
I was one of those people who didn't know it was possible or what I was missing because no one on the liberal side ever talked about it. Well, I'm glad you're here now. I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're seeing that we're not like fucking scary monsters in the way that like liberals actively present us. That's the other side of this. Not the Podjohns. They're fine. But there are a lot of like liberal content creators out there, even in independent media on YouTube and whatnot, who basically spend all of their time shitting on people like myself, shitting on people to the left of them. And the reason why they do that is because they want to do poison welling. Okay? I mean, they want to well poison. They want to poison the well. They want to poison the well before you actually ever, on accident, reach my commentary, so that whenever you come in here, you don't have any sort of like charitability. You don't have any sort of charitability to the positions that I'm advocating for, and you immediately see me as like a hostile. Yeah, well, the poison the well. Yeah, I fucked. I really appreciate your point. I always thought some of their takes were weird and weren't as angry as I was at things, and I thought it was just wrong. Poison Welling.
Blows. What is it they want to be seeing, these voters?
What is going on? I'll tell you what's going on. They don't like what's coming out of some of those Senate Democrats like Chuck Schumer, because take a look at the direction of the party. Democratic voters on Democrats in Congress doing too little to oppose Donald Trump. Look at this. 77% should stay principled, even if it means nothing gets done in Washington, D.C.
This is virtually the entirety of the Democratic base of support, like the overwhelming majority, the super majority of the Democratic base of support, actively advocating for things that I've been saying and yelling about for fucking years. Get to work, Democrats. And the Dems are just going, la, 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 I can't hear you. I can't hear. Shut the fuck. The level of disdain and the level of disgust that they have for their entire base, not just like select few parts of their base, but the entirety of their base, is a lot. You work for us, you fucking animals. You work for us. We don't work for you. You work for us. That's why I get so angry at liberals who even come in here now and say, oh, aren't you worried about your decisions now? Kamala would never do this. It's like, dude, you are such a fucking moron. Democracy is not about team sports. You got to vote for one team over the other because the one team is going to be marginally better than the other. That's not how democracy is supposed to work. Democracy is about extracting concessions from your elected representative. Okay? It's not team sports. What the fuck is wrong with the notion that like it's not, they didn't lose on their own merits or lack thereof, and it was actually because the voters failed the party, not the party failed the voters, is so insanely backwards. It's so twisted. It's so fucked. And these are supposed to be the educated voters who are who at least statistically have like a college education. They read the newspaper, right? They don't believe in fake news. Like, these are the liberals. And they've destroyed their brain over and over. They're smoothing out their brain by watching too much MSNBC. Holy fuck.
65%. And this 65% is such a difference from where we were in 2017 at this point, when just 33% of Democrats say they should stay principled, compared to 59% who said they want to compromise. Democrats do not want compromise at this point. They want a fighter. They want to go into the ring like Muhammad Ali did against Sonny Liston. They want to take down the Republicans. They do not want this compromise anymore. They want to be more like Republicans, get up to that stage and fight. And right now they feel like their leaders in Congress are simply not doing so. And that is why their approval rating for congressional Democrats is at an all-time low, even among Democrats with more disapproving than approving.
Yeah, it seems that these Senate Democrats, some of them are banking on the idea that there is still a political middle, as it were. We will see. We will see.
We will see if there's a political middle, but at this point, count me skeptical that that is at least what the Democratic base wants at this point. It's going to be very interesting, John, to see moving forward whether or not there are any repercussions come 2026, because I bet there may be some coming.
Harry, thank you.
Thank you, my friend.
Sarah?
I think the most shocking part of that was how you dipped down and you were able to get back up without hearing any creaking or cracking.
Yeah, here. Also, this is the other side of the story. Here, I'm going to give you that too. This is a another example of this, hugging the middle, moderation, and hugging, kissing right-wing. It doesn't work. Gavin Newsom wants to be president, okay? So what did he do? He set up a podcast. He heard that, like, you know, podcasts are so important for winning elections. Guess what, dude? Here's new data on the reaction to Gavin Newsom's new podcast. Favorability amongst liberals has declined. They sent to 30%. While some Republicans agree with the stances, they overwhelmingly viewed him as insincere, calling him fake and pandering. His net favorability went from +4 to a -6 to a 10-point swing in the wrong direction. Only 13% of voters had an improved perception of him, and only 1 in 5 said the podcast made them want to tune in for